My name is Richie Angerone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today's recipe is for sausage bread. Let's take a look at the ingredients. This makes 4 loaves. We have broccoli de daube, we'll call broccoli rub, bell pepper red, 3 pounds of sausage, a whole clove of garlic, be very careful, 1 egg beaten, toasted sesame seeds, red pepper flakes, 4 pizza rolls, mozzarella, make this cow's milk, not buffalo milk, olive oil, kosher salt, and ground black pepper. Let's begin. The round is over here where they have the label. You start that right there. This over here you can save for soup, or you can steam it and make a chicken cordon bleu, but for right now we'll put that on the side. What you want to do basically is take the bigger leaves out. There's flavor in them, but not that great. You want the rosettes. This is basically what you want are the rosettes. That's where all the flavors. You can make pasta with it. You can make 1,000 different things. It's an acquired taste. A lot of people really aren't too fond of it, but in my family, it's a staple. We have this nice cast iron Dutch oven up to heat, and you want it that way so that when you put it in, it sizzles. It sounds nice. Put a little bit of olive oil, not much, just about like so. That's the sound you want to hear, just like that. And then you turn it once, you bring the olive oil that are on the bottom, pieces of broccoli right to the top, just like that. And now you're going to add a little bit of water, like that. Then your kosher salt, not too much, a little bit, and black pepper. Okay, one more toss before we lower the heat. Perfect. Now we'll lower the heat down to about 1/4 and cover it. It's going to steam for about 10 minutes. Okay, now we're going to go with the garlic. This is a full bowl. This is for 4 loaves. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. The way I prefer, actually you can even put it in the microwave for 15 seconds, but we're going for authenticity over here, so we're not going to do that. You break that whole bowl up, and one of the things you have to remember with this, a lot of people don't do it. There's the little part of the stem over here that's pretty bitter. You want to cut that off, all right, before you start dicing your garlic. Once you have that done, just give it a smash, it comes right off. You've seen it 1,000 times. I wish you were here to smell this. I use this on Cheerios every once in a while. Slice it up, and then mince. Now we have this steaming here for about 5 minutes so far. You can see how far down they shrunk. And now we're going to add the garlic to this, because now the garlic will steam, basically hold its shape, and it won't be burnt. Give that another toss. The pepper. This pepper is much too big. So what we'll do is we'll just use about half of it, and we'll cut it in a way that you only wind up with the flesh and not the stem. These ribs have to be taken out also. We'll wash it first. The ribs sometimes I use when I'm cooking hot peppers. They give an addition to the dish, but these over here, they don't work for me anyway. Outside of the wooden spoon that my mother gave me for Sunday gravy, this is my favorite tool. You want to julienne these first, because you want these pieces small. Okay, we got them julienne, and now what we'll do is give it a nice cut. Not too big. Not too small. You really don't want to use too much of these, even though these are the green pepper that mature to the red pepper. You don't want to influence the dish too much with pepper. The star is really the broccoli de daube. All right, let's add those to the pot. Again, a mix. Cover it up, another 10 minutes. When you transfer it to the bowl, you can still see the steam coming out. You want that steam to stay in there. You want this a little bit limp and not crunchy, as you would normally have in a salad, because you have to drain it at the end of the procedure before you stuff it into the pizza dough. Otherwise, it's going to bleed through the dough as it bakes, and you don't want that. So put a dish on top of it like so, let it steam. This over here, we're not throwing anything away. We put this back on. When I first learned this recipe, when I was a kid, what they did was they did the sausage first, remove the sausage, and use the sausage fat. Try to use the sausage, again, without the fennel seed. It just doesn't add any character to this dish. Your butcher will make it up for you. Turn the heat up high a little bit, and we're going to reduce that. It'll take about 10 minutes. Now we're going to roll out our dough. Got a clean board, all-purpose flour that we're going to flour the board with.
Vorrei sapere perché se mi vedete, facite sempre faccia mareggiata, ma voi canto più bella per facite, più bella all'occhio miei vi presentate.
See, we use centrifugal force over here in all of our cooking. All right, that's just about right. We'll lay that down. Like I said before, we're going to make it oblong instead of round, and you'll see why later. All right, this is just about done. Don't forget, now this is going to cook in the oven for a good 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the temperature of your oven. So it's not necessary to cook it all the way through. What is necessary, though, is to break these up, because these have to be incorporated with the broccoli rabe, and they have to be small pieces, not big chunks. And we'll do that later. Okay, that's done. Take that off here. You can see over here it's a little bit pink. We don't have to worry about trichinosis today, but like I said, that's going to cook off in the oven. Of course, chop. That's about it. Okay, now we're going to combine all of these ingredients like this, and we're going to mix well, and then we're going to incorporate the mozzarella. You could dice it. I found this is the better way. Everybody has these knuckle scrapers, and you take the entire piece of mozzarella and you just go like that, and this is the final product. You get the best results with this. Buy something that's fresh, and this, you can't get any fresher than this. Right on. Okay, we're going to mix everything together. You want to make sure that this isn't too hot, otherwise the cheese is just going to melt. So if it's just like that where you can handle it, that's fine. In a minute, I'm going to drain it, and then we're going to start rolling. Okay, this is the way you want to roll it. Not the way you would when you were rolling something else in the 60s. But this, you make one flap over like that. Try and pinch that down as well as you could. Okay, then you want to flip this over on either side and a final roll like so. The end you want to pinch, and this is what's going to be at the bottom. What we have to do is we have to score it. You can do that with a razor blade. Actually, what I prefer to do is use a pair of shears. Seems to work better for me anyway. Actually, when you do it this way, after it comes out of the oven, each one of these diagonal cuts could be a portion. All right, then we're going to brush with the egg wash. Lay it right here, like that. All right, and then we'll take our sesame seeds and just put them on top. 350-degree oven. We put it in for 30-35 minutes, 40 minutes depending on your particular appliance. Middle rack, and it's ready to go. It's been 10 minutes, it cooled down. Normally something like this might feed between 4 or 5 people, or one of my sons. Mangiare, mangiare.
vorrei sapere perché se mi vedete, facite sempre la faccia amareggiata.
This is low budget, not like food channel.